Most respected, dear friends, my pranams to you. We are bringing out many truths and facts connected with the conversion of Hindus into Christianity, particularly taking place all over India in all its crooked, low standard way of approach. Here is an interview of Father Johnson, who was felicitated by Government of India for his meritorious service for converting the poor Hindus into Christian fold in the name of elevating the standard of the tribals. This is an interview conducted in Houston, USA in 2005 by a journalist. He discussed only the aspects connected with the conversion that he has undertaken, conversion activities that he has undertaken in India for 10 years. And Father Johnson, that is the name given here. He may be having different name, but this is the name given by the journalist who conducted the interview in US. So many questions were asked, of which the first question was, what about Hinduism as a religion? Johnson answers, Hinduism has a deep philosophical and spiritual heritage that has repeatedly mesmerized the world, including Western scientists, leaders and philosophers. In his answer he says, we know that the Hindus are tolerant of other religions. Recently UNESCO pointed out that out of the 128 countries where Jews were lived before Israel was created, only one, that is India, did not persecute them and allowed them to prosper and practice Judaism in peace. Similarly, the Zoroastrians, when driven out of Persia by Islam, were given shelter by the Hindus in India and still coexist in India peacefully. Very recently, the Dalai Lama, driven from Buddhist Tibet, has been accepted with open arms in India. Such is the ethos of Hinduism and India, says Johnson for the interviewer's questions. Second question asked, then Father, why do we need to convert people in India? This is the question asked by the journalist Johnson. The answer was, you see, we in the Western world have the white man's burden of civilizing the rest of the world. We also have the need and a desire to spread the message of Christ, since we believe that it is the only way to salvation and all other non-believers will go to hell. The faith in Christianity is being eroded in Europe and America. That is why our Pope on his visit to India said, just as the first millennium the cross was planted on the soil of Europe, and in the second on that of the Americans and Africa, we can pray that in the third Christian millennium a great harvest of faith will be repeated in this vast and vital continent of India, China and so on. This was the answer given by Father Johnson. Next question asked, why do you target India? Answer of Mr. Johnson, Father Johnson was, India is the right country because Hindu Indians are generally peace-loving, tolerant, law-abiding people who are truthful and virtuous. India's devotion to being good rather than being clever comes nearer the heart of a true civilization, said W.J. Grant in his book The Spirit of India. The unsuspecting Indians have always welcomed everybody on their shore and still keep on doing so. You cannot say the same about a Muslim country or a communist China. You see, Hindus are such naive. They go out of their way to say that all religions are same. They all lead to God. These are the words of Hindus. So it gives us opportunity to go there and spread Christianity in India, says Father Johnson. Christians, and for that matter no other religion, can say like this, like what Hindus say. The next question asked to Father Johnson: where does your resource come from? This is a question connected with the financial aspect for converting the Indian tribals and poor people to Christian fold. The answer given by Father Johnson: there are 5 major aid giving countries. They are US, Germany, Britain, Italy and Netherlands. According to the available data, in the last decade alone, foreign aid organizations received more than $2.5 billion. That is $250 billion accounted amount. This is only official statistics. According to the record and report of the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, the statistics about the foreign aid being received by Indian non-government organizations shows that 80% of it is meant for only for the Christian organization that have been buying their ways into the Indian society and converting unsuspecting people under the guise of social service. Remember that these are the direct words of Father Johnson, who is revealing the truth about his and his organizations converting Indians into the Christian fold. The next question: how powerful is Christianity in India? Answer: oh, though we are only 2.5% of the population officially, we have a large control over the country because of our economic invasion. You see, the present leader of the main political party, that is the Congress party, is a Roman Catholic, Sonia Gandhi, with close contact with the Vatican. There are Christian chief ministers in 5 out of 29 states in India. Because of the British rule of India, we have a large section of the leaders of India who look up to us. That means many of these chief ministers and others, they are supporting the Christian conversion and they are working with the Christian bishops, metrans and so on. Believe me, we are the second largest landowners in India. We own and control 80% of the Indian media and newspapers. The best example is how these media made a huge hue and cry over the Gujarat riots. Riots have happened everywhere in India, but in case of Gujarat riots, the reports were deliberately inflated. Stories were built up and a systematic, planned, malicious, slanderous campaign was launched against NDA government. These are the words of Father Johnson. He continues: in spite of the fact that India took giant leaps in progress in every field and there was a surge in national pride and self-confidence for every Indian during their tenure, India's most popular government, led by India's finest Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, was made to suffer shock defeat. We overtly or covertly have alliance with the key political associations, so it is easy for us to influence the right people. We have got the influence on the right people. Question asked by the journalist Johnson: you must have a very organizational system. The answer: yes, we do. Have you heard about the Joshua project? It identifies and highlights the people groups of the world that have the least exposure to the gospel and the least Christian presence, and shares this information to encourage pioneer church planting movements among every ethnic group. The Joshua Project has identified the North India Hindi belt as the core of the core of the core. The words used, the core of the core of the core, because of its population density. 40% of the Indian population are in the states of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh lies in this region. It is the religious hub of India and it has the smallest Christian presence in India. Thus, detailed plans have been drawn up to target India's 75,000 pin codes. Pin codes means postal codes. 75,000 pin codes were specifically focused to convert each section of the people. The Seventh-day Adventist owes its Indian success to Canadian evangelist Ron Watts, RONWATTS, president for the South Asian Division. When he learned India in 1897, the Adventist Church had 225,000 members. After 103 years of operation, the 5 years he took it to 7 lakhs. Some methods used included the 10 village and the 25 village program, which involved 5 sets of laymen under guidance from a regular pastor who identified 10 to 25 villages in close proximity. Once the villages were selected, the teams would approach the leaders of each village and invite them to send 2 leaders to a 10-day seminar at a nearby resort at the organization's expense. It is before no time that the local leaders will then start working for our faith and organization. In 1998, there were 10 village program and 9,337 were baptized. In 1999, 40 programs were held and nearly 40,000 people were baptized. Under Christian Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y. Samuel Rajashekar Reddy, the Adventists shifted to a 50 village plan. They began baptizing at the rate of 10,000 people per month and have increased it to 5,000 persons per day all over India. The US-based Maranatha Volunteers International provides building for the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They are committed to build 750 churches in 2 years in India. The Oregon-based Fajarli family have a goal to build 1,000 churches at a rate of 1 per day in India. These are the answers of Father Johnson. Next, the question asked, how do you carry out conversion attempts? The answer, you see, the local people are so simple and naive that they do not have any clue as what our motive or means are. We target mostly the poor, illiterate tribal people because they are the earliest to convert. We do that by various means. We establish schools, hospitals that overly or subtly promote our faith. We allure them with money or hospitals, with money or goods to the needy when they convert. We stage miracle courses. We use our influence on the media. We use our experts in propaganda. We promote the influential people and so on. We use the Christian from all over the world. We have numerous NGO and aid organizations to funnel the money into the country. There are a great number of missionaries of various denominations who are working there, all literally competing for the most numbers of converts. The Southern Baptist alone are a group that has nearly 10 lakh missionaries in North India, all working to spread our good word. We convince the natives by our appearances and even use their own culture. A native converted person will continue to use his Hindu name so as not to alienate himself. Some of the numerous Catholic priests in southern India dress like sannyasis, monks, and all their organizations are named as ashrams, hermitages. This is to take Christianity more similar to the Vedic traditions. Bharatanatyam, the classical dance of India, replacing the Vedic. Bharatanatyam, the classical dance of India, is also taught in the Christian schools. But the Christian symbols and meanings replace the Vedic symbols and the meanings. This is all in the attempt to actively sway Hindus over to Christianity. The Evangelical Church of India, established in 1954, targets the slums, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. In scheduled castes and scheduled tribes living in the cities and the villages. Its logo depicts a cross struck deep in a lotus, the seat of Hindu divinity. Thus, the Father Johnson's interview tells that how crooked ways are adopted for converting the Christianity. If you go to Arunachal Pradesh now, you can see that almost 95% of the people were converted within the last 2 years, where in fact conversion is prohibited. When somebody dies in the home, these people go there. When somebody is sick, somebody is helpless, somebody is financially weak, within days they reach there, pray for them, give money, and when the poor people are not in a position to return the money, that day itself they are converted. And not only that, they were informed that praying other gods, worshipping other gods, the God, Jehovah will get angry and Jehovah will curse the people, those who are praying other gods. This is what I have seen directly in Arunachal Pradesh. When I happened to go to Punjab, I found that the Sardarjis in Sikh dress with a cross in their neck, they propagate Christianity. In Kerala, the most literate state in India, many Hindu priests are given 5 to 10 lakhs of rupees and job to their children and getting converted within days. Tens of thousands of people are converted in every state in India. The number touches about 29,500 per day. 69,000 crore rupees are flowing to India, and more than 42 lakhs of missionaries are working in India under the guidance of 2.5 lakhs missionaries and nuns, priests and nuns. Majority of them are from Kerala. I would like to tell you that the pathway opted by the Christians for the conversion appears to be so cruel and lowest standard. The politicians, the media and intellectuals were with them. To some extent they are with them now also. My request to you, the cheating and bribe given in the name of Jesus Christ, this should be understood, and take the correct messages of Bible and inform them that what Jehovah the God tells the people. And Jehovah the God tells, I will revenge the people who are worshipping others, destroy the idols of other religions, kill them, and you are responsible for killing them. Make others also destroy the worshipping centers of other religions. No other God should be worshipped that other than Jehovah. Jehovah is the only God, supreme God, who will get angry if anyone worship the other gods. Read Bible and inform the people the real color, the real taste, the real message of cleverness for cheating, killing, burning, butchering the other religious people. One should understand what is happening in India. Throughout India, every minute the conversion is taking place in the name of supporting and helping the people. But the fact is that India is getting converted into Christian fold, with the supreme ruler of India being a Catholic. The support from Italy and other places are flowing to India. Our ultimate aim should be to keep the Sanatana Dharma, to keep the Indian culture intact. All other cultures, civilizations got vanished. Now there is no Mesopotamia, no Babylonia, no Rome, no Egyptian culture or civilization, no Greek civilization, not even Chinese civilization. Only Indian culture and civilization is remaining. As Pope tells, as long as you are the minority, use the benefit of minority for converting and forcing the majority. When you have become the majority, use the power of majority for ruling the minority. Wherever Hindus are minority, they are suffering a lot in India. Wherever Christians and Muslims are majority, they literally rule every politician, including Hindu politicians. So the Hindus and their good mind are being exploited by many people for converting the Hindus. As Swami Vivekananda said, if Hindu Dharma vanishes from India, India will become the graveyard of the world. And Swami Vivekananda also said, if one Hindu getting converted into a Christian fold, it is not a serious problem that the number of Hindus decreased by one or the number of Christians increased by one. The problem is that an enemy has been created against India and against Indian civilization and culture. That is going on happening in India in the most crooked way. Remember that Kerala Christians are pioneering in converting the Indians in total. They are doing their level worst for converting the Christians all over India by giving money, by giving job, by the so-called service, by spreading Bible and by spreading the wrong message against Hindu Dharma, Hindu gods, Hindu culture, Hindu books, Hindu traditions, and so on. For the last 10,000 years, our forefathers could just communicate, just hand over the great culture of India to the next generation. Unfortunately, up to 1947, August 15th, even though foreigners ruled India for more than 1,000 years, still Hindu Dharma did not die or perish. But after 1947, when Indians started ruling India, the western flow for converting Indians into Christian fold has increased many thousand times. You have heard the messages of Johnson, Father Johnson, who correctly, without any reluctance, without hiding anything, gave an interview to the Houston journalist telling that how the Christianity is working in India. There are so many Indian politicians having Hindu name, but they are Christians. There are so many secretaries and department heads with Hindu names, but Christians. The Christian tie-up with these people are so strong that anything can be erased off from reaching the Hindus. Even the Catholic Conference Bishop, All Christian Association Secretary, stopped the fund flow from White House to Gujarat when the earthquake took place in Gujarat. It is said that if the support or financial benefit or financial support goes to Gujarat, that will be used for killing the Christians. This is the message spread in US Parliament, and US President, resulted in the stoppage of the donation support for the poor people in Gujarat earthquake. This is done purely by the Kerala Christians working in US. Remember that in the top, or superficially or superfluously, in the top, the Christians work for the religious cooperation, coexistence, and religious well-being, and religious support each other. But every bishop, every metran, every priest, every nun, as Father Johnson said, has kept in mind converting the Hindus is their ultimate aim. Increasing the number of Christians is their ultimate aim. Increasing their power in India is their ultimate aim. They want to see that there are 122 Christian countries in the world, 68 Muslim countries in the world, not even a single Hindu nation in the world. So where Hindus are majority, there also the Hindus are to be perished. In the name of God, in the name of heaven, in the name of support, in the name of helping, in the name of service, in the name of education, people are being converted into Christian fold. Unfortunately or surprisingly, I would like to say, not even a single Muslim has been converted into Christian fold. If any Muslim is getting converted into Christianity, then the real color of the Islam can be seen by the Christian missionaries. So my request, be careful about your family members, be careful about your society, be careful about your dharma, and also take serious step on our nation Bharat, where the only remaining people are 67% Hindus. Many people think that in Kerala there are 51% Hindus. No, it is less than 37%. 23% of the Orissa people got converted within 2 years. About 20% of the Karnataka people, they got converted in the name of money and clever way of service by the Christians to the Christian fold. Almost all the slum in Tamil Nadu has been converted by giving 500 rupees. All the slum people are still poor only. They have not changed their economical status. Majority, thousands of Hindu temples got converted into churches by replacing the Hindu idols with the cross. As Saint Francis Xavier butchered 40,000 Hindus and smashed 1,400 Hindu temples, he killed the Hindus for not supporting the conversion. He killed the Hindus who were reluctant to convert into Christian fold. Thus, for killing the Hindus, he got elevated into the status of a saint in India, who is from Portuguese. Remember that all these truth, fact, and essence in the conversion taking place in India, every Hindu should be aware about it, and everyone should do their level best to learn Hindu Dharma, to learn Indian culture, and to spread it, and also to learn Bible, to understand the true message of Bible. I use the word true message of killing, butchering, treating, revenging, and God's anger. These are all the things what is spread and creating the fear psychosis for conversion of Hindus into Christian fold. It is my dharma to tell you that these are all what is happening in India. World over, people should understand about it. With these words, I would like to express my deep gratitude for your listening to this truth about the crooked way of converting our brothers and our family members into Christian fold. My pranams to you. Thank you very much.